Schenectady. Oh, you wanna battle Zep, son? I'm glad as heck. Hit you with the boom pow like I'm Adam West.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to We Are Venom. My name is Ed. I just wanted to talk about the latest slabs that I picked up recently and why I picked them up. So the first book that I wanted to talk about that I picked up recently is Future Fight First, Lunar Snow #1, the Virgin 1 in 100 edition. So this is the same as the cover A, but without the trade dress. And as you can see, it's the gold labeled signature series. I've been looking for this book, but they were going upwards of $1,000. Lately, it's been a great time to pick these up. The prices have been dropping, and it's I got this in the auction, and it's a great time to pick up books like this and the other one that I would like to pick up, the White Fox 1 in 100 version like this, also by In-Hyuk Lee. So when I first bought this, I bought it because I like Lunar Snow, and I like the In-Hyuk Lee cover art on this. I do have the raw cover A, the regular with the trade dress version of this, and I spoke about it in an earlier video of mine. And it is her origin story, Lunar Snow's origin story, as well as a first appearance of a villain known as the Joro Spider. She is a AIM agent, and she has like this cool yellow mech suit, semi-mech suit. And so it has a couple of key components going to it, as well as the being kind of a high ratio variant. I really believe in these high ratio variants where, like, these artists like In-Hyuk Lee, Ji-Hyung Lee, they seem to do very well on the secondary market. So when I bought this, I didn't realize this was a 1 of 1. This is the only 9.8 signature series on the CGC census. There is also a 9.6 signature series on the CGC census, and there's only 9 blue labels in the CGC 9.8, which is very strange because out of the 3, Lunar Snow, White Fox, and Crescent and Io, I thought Lunar Snow was the more popular character, but it ends up being with Tiger Division now. It might be White Fox being the more popular of those characters right now. And the CGC census, I think, kind of reflects that, because there's, like I said, there's only 9 blue label 9.8s, and this is the only signature series in the 9.8. While this this Lunar Snow #1 has 3 variant additions to it, not counting the Virgin, because that's a 1 in 100. So that's 30 for each, around 9, possibly maybe 90 more of these floating around if they stuck to the 3,000 minimum print run on the exclusives. I'm not really sure how they did it. The White Fox, on the other hand, has 62 of the 9.8s in the blue label and 7 signature series, and that one only has 2 variant covers. So it's very interesting. In my opinion, get both of them. I think White Fox is a cool character. She's the leader of the Tiger Division, and which Lunar Snow, I believe, is also a part of. And I think it's it's the pride of owning this. The artwork is a big deal, big part of this purchase. Also being a high ratio, there's less of them out there, was a very nice bonus. And the signature series, I wanted some signature series, In-Hyuk Lee stuff and Ji-Hyung Lee stuff, maybe even a commission one day. All right, so this is the first book that I wanted to talk about that I purchased recently. The next one is a Batman book, and it is Batman 666. It's the first time Damian Wayne, it's the first Damian Wayne as Batman, so this takes place in the future. and it's also the first Professor Pig. Now, I've heard that he's in the Gotham TV show, and my son has told me that he's also in the video game, and he's like some creepy villain guy that revives dead people and I guess turns them into bad guys. I don't know, but there's this is a 2007 book, I believe. Yep, 2007. So, and during that time, it is a 9.4, which is near mint. And you know, usually books of that age, I try, you know, you'd like to get a 9.8, but the what made me buy this particular copy was that it's a newsstand. You see that barcode? It doesn't have the direct edition tab anywhere near that. And yeah, this is a newsstand, guys. You know, 2007. There's, you know, DC. I think they kept going with the newsstands up until like 2014, I believe, like a year or a little bit longer past Marvel. And you know, so this being a key, eventually, I do believe Damian Wayne will be Batman at one point. I'd imagine. There's rumors that John Kent and Damian Wayne, the Super Sons, have been aged up with the 30th anniversary of Superman's death. That they might be killing Superman again, and that John Kent might be taking over as the role of Superman. You know, if that's true, you know, Batman might not be that far behind. You never know. So there's 345 of these in the 9.8, 197 in the 9.6, and 98 in the 9.4. Now the CGC census doesn't differentiate between newsstand and direct. So, but from what I've heard Matt Nelson say in an interview, that they will in the future differentiate that in the census, and I think that would be a great resource for collectors, so we can see the, you know, the rarity that these newsstands are in higher grade. Because I remember as a kid seeing these books in the candy store, and you know, people like pulling them forward on the racks and just like creasing them. They always had the color rub, and they always had, you know, they were bent over, and some newsstands even had them out in the elements with the rest of the magazines, because they were treated as magazines, so they weren't really treated as a collectible that is you know, valued partially on its condition. It was treated as expendable reading material, and so that's why the newsstands and the higher grade command a premium. And once the CGC census reflects that, it will, I think that the newsstands will appraise even more, will appreciate even more. So even though they do cost more now, I think once we can pinpoint more of a percentage, that they will appreciate accordingly. Same thing with Mark Jewelers, same thing with Canadian price variance, all those things. As a collector, you know, at least from my perspective, it's nice to have, you know, the rarer version of the thing that you want. You know what I mean? Especially when a book was potentially like higher printed. You know, like that's why I really like Spawn #1 and Spawn #9 in the newsstand, because they were very highly printed books, and that's one way to like kind of hedge against the high printing of those books. And it's especially with like image books, they weren't as newsstand centric as Marvel and DC were, who were already established for years and for decades. And so I'm really into the image newsstands, because they definitely are a rarer rarer version of the, you know, the books that we collected in the 90s. But yeah, this is it. Batman 666, first Damian Wayne as Batman, first Professor Pig, who I definitely want to see more of. And And yeah, those are the CGC census. There's 98 of them in the 9.4, so I guess that makes it rarer than 9.8, right? But it's the 9.8 will always be worth more, even though there's more of them, because it's a newer book, so there will always they only the higher grades will really get submitted in for grading, unless it's more of like some type of sentimental thing, and you know it means something to you. There's a story behind it, and you just want to get it graded, as I have with a couple of my older books as well. Alright guys, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.